Hi again, everyone. I'm Olliemathews. This is Societal Narcissism. This river video is sponsored by contribution from Sacred Grifts. Sacred Grifts gave a general contribution, which I'll use for this video. So, bit of really bad news that's even affecting me kind of worse than my friend dying, believe it or not, because you know, what happened with my buddy, he did to himself. You know, those of those of you who've been following my recent videos and some of my neighborhood walks where, you know, I showed you all the animals we're taking care of and what's going on. And the rooster that, you know, the rooster that showed up and took over the ducks was the duck rooster. You know, he's strutting around the neighborhood with these ducks, corralling them. The duck, like hardly any ducks died that were born. Like normally you see when these ducks are born, there's 12 of them, 9 of them, 14 of them. And, you know, you watch them kind of whittle out one by one. You know, maybe 4 or 5 survive, sometimes as little as 2 survive. This time, nearly all of them survived because the roosters corralling them. The rooster's doing what a rooster does. He's, instead of chickens, he's like, okay, I got ducks. So he's strutting around the neighborhood with the ducks, keeping them corralled, bringing them in, you know. And everybody loves this rooster. Everybody loves this rooster. Everybody loves this rooster. Everybody. He's beautiful, you know, white with a green and blue tail, and when the sun hit it, it would just sparkle, you know. So, you know, you guys know my sleep schedule is kind of messed up. You know, I sleep at weird hours, though I'm getting better sleep these days. So the other night, I wake up, and I woke up at like, I fell asleep at something like 5 in the afternoon. I woke up at like just past midnight, standing outside. I was playing with Spooky and Cokie and the baby outside, the cats, you know, because they're always out there. You know, there are cats, but they want to stay outside, so whatever. And about 1 in the morning, I hear like this, what can only be described as monkey sounds coming from in the neighborhood and moving and just like, ooh, like, and you could tell it's a group. It's a group whooping and hollering and carrying it on, and I could hear it. I'm like, and you could hear something just happened. Like I'm like, oh man, what is this? Do I want to really get involved in another thing? So I walk out and I could hear them. They're going as it's going onto the main road and towards the drawbridge, and it's going over. And I walked out and I didn't see anything. I could hear it going towards the bridge away from the neighborhood, and I'm like, all right, fine. As long as it's leaving the neighborhood, cool, great. So, yesterday, Eufrey comes into the studio, and because she's on the Nextdoor app, the neighbor app, you know, they're very popular, and she's like, you're not going to believe this. Somebody killed the rooster. Like, what? Somebody shot the rooster with a BB gun. Like, the neighborhood right now is in lynch mob mode because everybody loved that rooster. Everybody loved that rooster. He'd crow a couple times in the morning and then strut around all day, and, you know, maybe you'd hear him crow once or twice. Like, it wasn't like this thing was out there crowing at all hours, and like, no. And you come and you do that in the middle of the night when it's asleep. It can't, like, and it's not even like you're stealing it for food or anything. Like, you just leave it. You leave it there shot on the guy's lawn where it was living with the main house where it was living with the ducks. The fatigue is real. You know, and I've said it, and I'm not saying this as like as a brag or anything, but like you guys, those of you who've been with me for 12 years and knew like I was living in where I was living wasn't great. I was living in the hood. And it ain't cheap to live here. We pay a lot of money to not have to deal with that. But like, how much? How much do you have to pay? How much do you actually have to pay to not have to deal with the fatigue? How much? Do I have to go into like an actual gated community? Oh my God. And now it's like you walk around the neighborhood, it's like this, like just, it's quiet. It's like something's missing. And the ducks don't know what to do, and they're just wandering around. It's sad. Like I walked by the guy's house, there was always at least 10 ducks there. The cat's hanging out in front of his house, empty. It's like they don't know what to do. They're freaked out. And I'm thinking, are these things, what's next? Are they going to shoot the cats? Because if that happened, no. Let one of these monsters hurt one of these cats. And like such a punk move, such a bitch move. 1 a.m, you come in and you shoot a sleeping rooster. What's wrong with you? No, we know what's wrong. We know what's wrong. It's like Scott Adams says, this can't be fixed. This can't be fixed. Get away. And the problem is, to get away, you have to, who knows what it would cost. Because I understand most people who follow me couldn't afford to live here. They couldn't. I'm not saying that I understand the reality. I understand how fortunate we are to be able to have gone from where we were to where we are now. I get it. And if I'm fatigued, and if this neighborhood is fatigued, because this is Broward County, this isn't some red stronghold, and especially not this neighborhood. But I'll tell you this, I walk by some of the houses, suddenly all the everybody is welcome here signs are gone, BLM signs are gone. Still to support Ukraine, but you know. The one house that had Kamala stickers all over the car, suddenly I walk by, the stickers have been ripped off. And that kind of just flows into like what happened if you guys are on X or following on social media, because the mainstream media sure as hell isn't talking about it. But if you follow to look it up, and the reason I'm doing it down here instead of doing a reaction video is because I can't look at it again. I can't look at it again. It's readily available. Look up what happened in Cincinnati at the Jazz Fest last night with, you know, the scholars, the future scholars, the future astronauts, the future brain surgeons out there attacking white people for doing the head kicks and the body slams and the head stomps, laughing, carrying on. Talk to you about Hollywood and how they gaslight. There's a scene in Django Unchained, that Quentin Tarantino movie with Jamie Foxx. There's a certain scene in there, it's a famous scene, obviously it's all over the place, they want you to think is about some cracked eggs. No, it ain't about cracked eggs. They want you to think it's about cracked eggs. Nope. It's about the content of the character. And I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, to just come in at 1 a.m. and hurt a defenseless animal like that, just to do it. Not because you're hungry, not because, you know, just to do it. You didn't hit it with your car, it wasn't an accident and run out, it wasn't some, no. You came in here with a BB gun, found it to deliberately shoot it and hurt it, kill it, and then leave it for the guy to find. Same thing that caused what happened in Cincinnati and happens in every other city, and the knockout game that's been going on forever is why these guys come in and do what they did the other night. It's old. It's unimpressive. It's loud. So the fatigue is real. How much do you actually have to pay to not have to deal with it? Do you have to actually put up a wall? I guess you do. I guess you actually do. And like I said, I have a friend who just died. Just OD, you know, just OD, heart attack at 31. He did, I feel worse about the rooster. Not because I don't value human life, because, all right, obviously we got some rich liberals here that don't like my content, so they're blasting the music. Fucking asshole. So not because I don't have human compassion, because he did it to himself. He did it to himself. He drank and drugged himself to death. The rooster was just sitting there, sleeping, not doing what roosters do. And you decided to come in. Why? Just to be a degenerate. Because they like that shit. They like that shit. When you see these videos, why are they twerking on ambulances? Why are they? It's taunting. They like it. They taunt society with their degeneracy. And it's unfortunate, because there's a lot of good black people out there, but boy, all it takes is a few or one to ruin it for everyone. But the problem is, it's a lot more than one, and it's a lot more than a few. And there is still zero accountability for any of it. The fatigue is real. And now it's just like the neighborhood has just changed now, you know? It's just, you know, you feel violated, and it sucks. But hey, you know, they had a good laugh at 1 a.m. They killed a harmless animal for no good reason. An animal that everybody loved and everybody loved, you know? But boy, if they find them, there's gonna be some angry Karens at them, and they'll let them have them. So, all right, guys. So I will be back for a full week of videos tomorrow. I wanted to get to some more stuff this weekend. I just had other stuff popping off. So I got a bunch of stuff to do. I could definitely use more content, as always. So if you like the channel, if you want to see more of it, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support a video for who needs help, thank you. I guess I'm visible again. I'm offended. I'm not a piece of meat. So, like, it is what it is. I gotta leave it there, you know? The least they could have done is made a donation, you know? But you can too. So you guys know what to do with the links in the description box below. If you just want to support the channel, keep the content going. If you want to get a story in, again, if you want to support for someone else. Again, please follow on Rumble as well. Make sure you're watching or clicking on over there. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.